Hello, it's Patricia Finney, or P.F. Chisholm, and I'm going to say something about Sir Robert Carey, who's my hero. And he's a proper hero, you know. He's a chap who rides around on horseback and fights people with a sword, and he fought several duels, actually. And he also got into a fist fight with Walter Raleigh at court in somewhere around 1582-83 over a tennis court. I think there was a lot of pressure on the tennis courts, because so did Sir Philip Sidney. But he was a proper old-fashioned hero. He was the 7th surviving son of Lord Hunsdon. Now, Lord Hunsdon was called Henry. That was quite important, because his mother, Hunsdon's mother, was Mary Boleyn, the other Boleyn girl, you know, from the book, that one. And although Mary Boleyn had been married to a chap called William Carey by the time Henry Carey, Lord Hunsdon, was born, she was allowed to call her son Henry. Henry VIII, in other words, was probably Sir Robert Carey's grandfather. And everybody knew this, everybody perfectly well accepted this. This was quite normal for kings, especially for Henry VIII. And he was the 7th surviving son, he was the youngest. It meant that although Hunsdon was extremely well off, he was in fact the Lord Chamberlain of Queen Elizabeth's court. Very, very important job, and in fact in charge of security, basically. In his youth, Lord Hunsdon, Henry Carey, Lord Hunsdon, had been a very good jouster. By the time he was an old man, of course, he was looking after the entire security of the court. And Carey was penniless. He had no money at all. He was taken to France by Sir Francis Walsingham as one of the hangers-on in the train, where he seemed to have had a wonderful time. He then served for 10 years at court in various capacities, mostly standing around, doing what he was told, taking messages for the Queen. He was actually the man who took the message to the King of Scots that Queen Elizabeth had somehow, by accident, sort of executed his mother, Mary, Queen of Scots. Sir Robert Carey took that message to Scotland. You can imagine how happy the Scots were about that. In fact, he was never allowed to deliver the message because there were so many death threats from the Scottish nobles. Not that they cared about Mary, Queen of Scots, but they didn't like it that Queen Elizabeth had executed her. And then in 1592, after he'd been at court for about 10 years, something, probably too many creditors, but also perhaps, probably, in fact, a liaison, his lady love, made him decide to become the deputy warden of the West March of England on the Anglo-Scottish borders under his brother-in-law, Lord Scrope. And that's where the stories begin, with a famine of horses. Because, of course, A Famine of Horses is the first in the Carey novels, and the first in the Carey novels is only the first of, at the moment, I've got 8 published and 9, the 9th is already written. So I'm talking about Sir Robert Carey to encourage people to come and buy my books. They've been produced beautifully by Head of Zeus under a combination title for the first 3 books, Guns in the North. You can buy them at bookshops. And particularly, I'd like you to come and buy them at Waterstones Kew on the 26th of July, or Waterstones Carlisle on the 27th of July at 6:30 in the evening. So, it's Patricia Finney and Chisholm.